Hello and welcome to my first review. Today we are going to take a look at the relatively cheap gaming mouse, Urage of Hama. The first thing you will notice after unpacking the mouse is not only the chic design in like black metallic, but also the great length of the mouse, which is 127mm from the two farthest points. On the top, of course, we have our left and right mouse button, which are relatively loud when you press them, at least from my point of view. Further, the jog dial, with sliding movement, is very smooth. But here, I have to mention that the mouse wheel is a bit wobbly in the promulgation, as you can see here. And nope, that's not a different mouse button activating when I do these movements. We can change the DPI from 600 to 1200 to 1800 and 2400 DPI with the DPI button there. If you wonder about those two little areas here, they're not buttons, they are areas made out of the same type of plastic as the feet, and so it is easy to access the two side buttons if you put your thumb there. Now let's take a look at the two side buttons. Even though they are not the largest, at least I didn't have any problems with handling them precisely. They're pre-configured as going back and forward in your browser. Those two buttons together with the jog wheel can theoretically be programmed, but Hama doesn't include any software to program them. So you will have to use, for example, X-mouse button control. Here we see on the lateral part the LED band, which we are going to look at more detailed after plugging the mouse in. On the back we have two plastic feet on each side, which are letting the mouse slide on an appropriate surface. Even with a not firm grip on the mouse, it is not very likely to slide out of your hand. Now, let's take a look at the cable, which is isolated not with rubber, but with a stronger kind of fabric, which makes it nearly impossible for the cable to entangle itself. The cable length is around 2 meters. Now, to the USB adapter, which is relatively broad. So you won't have any problems to identify the mouse USB adapter if you plug it on the backside of your PC. The USB polling rate is 500 Hz and it has the plug and play functionality, so you can plug it in while your PC is running and use it after that. So now, let's plug the mouse in. So, I plugged the mouse in, and as you can see, the LED activated, which is glowing in a nice blue color, mixed with a bit of red coming from the mouse laser. On the backside we can see the mouse laser, which is not blinding me directly, because the laser is getting diverted by the glass there. Now let's take a look at the color changing feature of the DPI button by changing the DPI. Which is not working properly. But it could be only the model I bought. In summary, we can say that Hama somehow copied the look of Razer with this mouse, at least from my point of view, and the not really properly working color changing feature of the DPI button, as well as the wobbly jog dial, Except those points you would get a solid mouse for a low price if it weren't for a problem which occurred after some time of usage. For me it was about a year. And the problem is that you get unwanted double clicks either from one or both upper mouse buttons. So actually I wouldn't recommend you to buy this mouse. If you now wonder what kind of mouse can you buy with this much money, I have one I can recommend you. It's the Sharkoon Drakonia. Check it out if you wanna buy a new mouse, and it shouldn't be like too much money to spend. The Sharkoon Drakonia is about the same price as the Hama Urage. And that was my review for the Hama Urage. Thank you for watching and see you next time.